Alright, hey guys, 8 Brian here. Now, do any of you have some Masters of the Universe action figures that just don't have the power like they used to? You know what I mean. Their legs are dangling, looking like they're doing the rumba or something, or they've completely snapped off and the bands are broken, or they just keep falling over. Like this guy. I just picked up Webster a couple days ago, and he was really nice, had all his accessories and everything. But literally, when I picked him up, what was left of his legs just snapped off. Thankfully, I got him for a cheap price, so no harm done at a local flea market. But never fear, fellow residents of Eternia, I'm going to show you how to put your dastardly evildoers back together, or your heroic champions back in front of the doors of Castle Greyskull to keep Skeletor at bay once again, and bring your population of Eternia back to a full, vigorous complement of evil and good action figures. So stay tuned, fellow He-Man lovers, as I'm going to show you how to put your action figures back together once again and on the front lines.
Alright, now this is a fairly simple project, so here are the tools that you'll need to complete this repair. Some size 212 screw eyes. Usually you can find the number for these on the back. Right here, size 212. Now, a lot of people tend to disagree on which size O-rings are better, but I am using, I believe these are size 11. I got them loose at my local hardware store for like maybe 10 cents a piece. They're very good and they will hold for a long time, but generally smaller is better because that'll give you more tension. And then some piece of string, either be it, you can use fishing line, regular string, metal wire, whatever really works for you. This is to pull the O-ring through later. So just something flexible and that's easy for you to use. And of course you will need your broken Masters of the Universe figure, a pair of needle nose pliers. You can either use a scalpel or a pair of scissors. That's for cutting away the old rubber bands in the legs. An additional pair of pliers. And a small screwdriver. Alright, so now let's get started. Alright, so now the first thing that you're going to want to do is take a look at your figure's legs. And this, I've already gone and done the prep work. But let's see if you can see inside here. Yep, there's the remnants of what's left of the rubber bands that once held Webster's legs together. And you want to take your scissors and you really want to get in there good, snip these away as clean as you can, and really gouge them out. Now, I've heard from some people that the screw eyes will eventually discolor the plastic. I don't know if that means it'll bleed through to the outside. So that's why I left a little bit of the rubber inside, because I figured, you know what, that'll act as a barrier between the screw and the plastic, so that way you won't have that chemical reaction. And then if this does happen, you know, it says it takes like 20 to 30 years, that may actually prevent the interaction, since the rubber will be interacting with the screw first and not with the plastic. So you want to take all of the rubber out as much as you can. I guess that's depending on your preference. If you want to leave it in, if you want to take it out, that's really up to you. Also, make sure you have your legs oriented. I had these guys backwards. Make sure you have them going the right way, because when you do that, you definitely do not want to get a left leg into a right socket and mess that up. All right, and now once you are done taking out all of the rubber out of the figure's legs, we're going to go and we are going to take our eye hooks here. We're going to go and open these up. And I use the 212s because they're very small, and there's not a lot of room in the waist area of the figure, as you can see here. Now, most people, one thing that I'll tell you right now, this larger area is not where you're going to be passing the O-rings through. It's very hard to see, But right above it, let me see if I can point to it with a screwdriver here. Right above it, there is a where that's passing through. That is where you're going to want to pass the O-ring through, where that bar comes across first. So that's what you're going to want to do. But before we do that, you're going to take your screw eyes here, and we are going to take a pair of pliers, and we're going to put the one end in here like that, just to hold that secure. And this can be a little tricky, so hopefully this doesn't slip. And then we're going to take the needle nose pliers here, and you're just going to want to pry that open a little bit. There we go. It can be a little tricky. These have not the best grip in the world, but you don't need to do it too much because all you want to do is have it just enough so you can pass the O-ring through. Now, depending on your preference, you can use one or two, so that way we'll have greater durability and tension and strength over the years. I've only generally used one, but I am going to try using two today, just because it's a little bit trickier to pass that through. So let's go and we'll open up the other screw eye. There we go. Let's just get that to open up. All right. Now that is ready to go. And now what you're going to do is we are going to take the screw here, and you're going to put it right smack in the middle. And you're just going to start screwing that in there. You want to leave a little gap at first. Now we are going to take the O-rings, put them on the inside like this. Okay. And then we're just going to clamp that down because we shouldn't need to reopen this again. So we'll clamp this screw eye down. There we are. And then you're just going to hand tighten this as far as it'll go into the base of the leg. Now you don't want to cut yourself on the edges here. They can be kind of sharp. So once it gets down pretty low, you might want to take your needle nose pliers and just see if you can get maybe one or two more turns. But you don't want to break or damage the leg or make it so that way the O-rings can't move. So you definitely want to get that in there as low as possible, but not so low as to where it will cause the figure to stand awkwardly or put undue stress on the O-rings. Might be able to get that just a bit more snug. Okay, there we go. That's about as good as I can get that. And now this is where the really tricky part comes. You're going to take your piece of string or rubber band or what have you, whatever you have available to you. Tie it around the O-rings here. Okay. I'm not going to make the knot too big, because I want to make sure this will pass through. And what you're going to do, like I said, is you're going to take whatever material it is that you're using, and you are going to pass that through here, through the top portion, not the lower portion. So in other words, the portion that is the most difficult, that is, there we go. See where that's coming out from? That's coming out from the top. You don't want it to come out through that larger gap, or this area of your figure will snap off. We're going to take the needle nose pliers here, and we're going to grab onto that and pull this through. And if we have some success here, what you're going to do is just pull, 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 pull. And this is where this can get a little tricky. As I said, I have not done this before with the 2 O-rings, so if you do get stuck like this, I suggest taking a little screwdriver, giving them a little push, a little nudge of encouragement to the other side, and I believe that should help our O-rings to move over to the other side. There we go. Alrighty, and there we are. And now what you have the screwdriver for on the other side here, you want to place this through where your O-rings come out, and this will act as a stopper, so that way you can untie whatever you have tied on here, and your figure will not go flying into a million pieces. There we are, so definitely make sure that is secure. And you can already see right there, look at how snug that is. That's very, very snug. All right, now with the second leg, I'm going to do the same thing as we did with the first one. Put the screw eye in. And again, you're going to want to leave some room because you are going to have to close this afterwards. There we are. So you want to leave a little bit of space like that. Make sure you have it aligned correctly. And this is also a bit of a tricky part here. Yep, got to raise his arm a little bit there. And almost got it. There we are. The other leg in there now. You can remove the screwdriver. That should not pop free, at least I'm hoping it will not. There we are. And now you're going to want to take your needle nose pliers, and we're going to want to close the gap on this. All right, and now you're going to go and we're going to twist this down as far as we can, because unfortunately the needle nose pliers do get in the way at some point. All right. You really want that to go as far as it absolutely can, which is kind of difficult. So you can't move the eyelet, but you can spin the leg around. You really want that to get very deep in there. Let's see. Looks like we still have a bit of slack, so we can probably still get that to go in a little bit farther. Gotta be careful not to damage the O-rings. That's why I say with this, smaller absolutely is better. Okay, let's see if I can take any other slack out on the other side here. Looks like I can a little bit here, and that should finish off the remainder of any slack that we have in play here. Apologize if I'm blocking the camera view here. Let's see, let's try to get one more turn out of him. All right, let's see how that's gonna go there. And look at that. Have very nice, secure legs. No wobble. And he should hopefully stand. Look at that, first time. He is all ready to go. Surgery complete. And as I said, you can use a smaller size O-ring if you choose. I believe smaller is better. I believe next time myself for a future repair, I will go with a size 9. A lot of people do recommend the size 11. And hang on for 1 second. Let's see what he looks like now that he's all back together and fully repaired. Alright guys, and there we have it. Webster is back in his full gear. He has his grappling hook, has his gun, his legs are intact, and he is ready to go and do Skeletor and Hordak's evil bidding and try to take over Castle Greyskull once again. So guys, I hope you enjoyed checking out this fun and informative video on how to repair your Masters of the Universe figures and how to get their legs back together and get them, you know, looking almost as good as new. If you had to look at this guy, you wouldn't even know just by looking at him that any repair had been done at all. So if you did like this video and you found it informative, please remember to share this video with your friends. Please remember to subscribe if you're already not a follower and subscriber to the channel. Also, please remember to check me out on Twitter as well at 8bytebrian and on Facebook at the King of Retro homepage. And as always, guys, happy toy hunting, and I will see you next time. Take care.
Hey guys, if you liked the video that you just watched, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below, and you can follow me at Facebook at King of Retro or Twitter at #8bytebrian. See you next time.